Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today.
Mind if I talk to you for a minute? You say your name is Anthony?
What our true culture is.
Okay.
And he said the word economics.
Okay.
And I was telling him, can we get out of the situation we're in? He said, as a people, he said not
Tell me,
everybody can.
tell me, what were you saying a little bit?
Oh, just that I don't think all of us can get out of our cultural situation.
What is our cultural situation?
Like, people would assume it's a stereotype.
Like sagging pants and gangbanging and all that?
Yeah, or like whatever is like on the media. You know?
Okay, on the media, right?
But,
Give me Ecclesiastes 4. So, do you believe in the Bible, Anthony?
yeah.
You do, right? So, we want to try to unpack what we can unpack with what you said, but ultimately the goal is to bring you back to your true culture, to your true heritage, right? Because would you agree that as so-called black people, we've been lied to?
Yeah.
You would say that, right? You know the basic example of that is, what nationality are you?
Ethiopian, American.
Ethiopian, right? Like, your people from Ethiopia, from Africa? Okay. Let's read this.
Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun.
So the Bible tells us to consider all the oppressions that are done under the sun. So when you consider the oppressions that are done to our people, what comes to mind? You said something about economics, right?
Yeah.
So what would be ideal for you, economically, for your people? First Timothy,
Honestly, this might be a different take. But
Well, I want to pick your brain a little bit, man. You enlighten me.
I feel like we need to get our act together.
So is it the act that needs to be brought together, or money?
No, I mean the act comes with money. If you get it right, then the money will come.
Whose money?
It don't matter. You can get it.
Okay. Let's read.
1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
What's that mean?
To make money at the center of your focus.
Let's read it one more time.
For the love of money.
To actually love money, right? To love it. There's nothing wrong with making money, but to love it is what?
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
The love of money is the root of all evil, right? So a lot of our people think that our problems can be solved with money. But when you look at the colonialism of Africa, did that happen to our people because we didn't have money? That's a yes or no question. No? So take a look at this science. Tell me what you see and how that relates to you. What do you see here?
Slave.
You see slave trade, right? You know the whole continent of Africa is carved up with different countries ran by who?
Other countries.
What countries in particular?
All of them.
What countries colonized Africa?
The Italians.
Italians are Caucasian, right? French are Caucasian, right?
I mean,
Who else? Is there any colony in Africa that's not ran by white people? The answer is no. There's not.
well, I mean,
No, there's not. Yeah, man, you can do your best,
I'm just saying.
but they ain't. Who went to war with the Ethiopians? Was the Italians, right?
I'm saying black people had black slaves.
Black people have. What's that got to do with what we're talking about?
I'm just saying. I don't know. I feel like if you make it a race issue, you're not gonna solve
But
it.
it is a race issue.
It's not.
It is a race issue. Read what you got.
This is the book of 1 Timothy, chapter 6.
You know what? Give me something to read. So check this out, Anthony. And it might resonate with you, it might not. But when you live here in San Jose? Where do you live?
Down. I mean, I'm not gonna say exactly, but I've seen the streets.
You seen the streets, and who's on the streets? Who is particularly in the worst areas in this city?
say it's majority black. There's some black people.
It's majority black people. And who was majority in the nice places?
Caucasian.
Okay. Now, have you been to a city where it's not like that?
I've seen Asians dominate.
Have you been to a city where it's not like that?
Like in generalities? No.
Yeah, in general, you haven't. Right? So how can you say it's not a race issue when everywhere you look, we're divided on by race?
Because if it's general, then it must be cultural. So
But you're saying a whole lot of nothing. Deuteronomy 30 and 8. Hold what you got. 32 verse 8. You do believe in the Bible, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now, does God talk about race?
No.
Did God make race or did man make that?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 8. When the Most High divided the nations,
What did he do?
when the Most High divided the nations, their inheritance.
So according to the Bible, who made different races?
God.
Read.
When he separated the sons of Adam,
When he what?
separated the sons of Adam.
So according to the Bible, we are separated by our race, by our nation. That's why the brother asked you what your nationality was. Right? That's why when you ask me what my nationality is, what would you tell me I am?
African.
That's a continent named after a white man. What's my nationality?
I don't know. What are you?
According to the Bible, I'm an Israelite. According to the Bible, you may be an Israelite. This is why we have to come back to God's commandments so we can understand what's really going on. Because we just read in the Bible that God made different races. When he made our race, he made it special. But you think that we're all equal. Am I right or wrong?
We are.
According to what?
That's just how humans are.
According, where in humanity do you see us being equal? I want you to use your brain, bro. You're a smart guy, obviously. Where in society do you see all races equal? 2 Timothy 6.
We use that logic.
No, I'm asking you, okay, where does equality come from in your mind? Where do you see it? Where's an example of equality anywhere you look?
I mean, by default, without any external people putting values on us, we would all be the same.
We would all be the same. Where do you see evidence of that?
It's just true.
Where?
I don't
How? Based off what?
Because we're just all humans.
We're all humans, so that means we're all the same?
No, I didn't say we're all the same.
We're all equal.
Yeah, I mean, in human values.
So if that were true, then God would have said it, right?
Well, I guess, but I'm no scholar.
Let's find out. Come learn from some scholars, bro. Come on.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 54.
And I'm going to tell you today, bro, there's no such thing as equality. There never has been, there never will be. Read.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest the Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
You've heard of Adam, right? Everybody on the earth comes from Adam, right? Read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people who he chose. So every race on the earth, yeah, they come from Adam, but God chose a particular race. Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Thou madest the world for what?
For our sakes.
So it's talking about the world being ran by a particular race. The world was made for the Israelites to run it. The problem is that now the Israelites don't know who they are. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, they don't know that they're the Israelites because they've been enslaved and colonized. And
Right.
now they believe in this.
Right.
Now they believe in equality.
Right.
Now they believe in democracy.
Right.
Now they believe in Christianity when the oppression stands before them every day.
Right.
Everywhere they turn, everywhere they look. Read on.
As for the other people, which also come of Adam,
So there's other people that come from Adam too, right? Read.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
Thou hast said what?
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
I didn't write that, Anthony. But God says that other people who come from Adam that aren't of the seed of Israel, that they're nothing. Read.
But like unto spittle.
He calls them spit or spittle. Now, how do you get equality out of that? How do you get equality anywhere, period? The only where equality exists is in the black man's mind, in his imagination. Because there's no such thing. In the beginning, we read that we're supposed to consider all the oppression that's done under the sun. You can't turn a blind eye to what's happening to your people. You can't turn a blind eye to the colonialism. That's the indoctrination. Right? Give me,
Liken the abundance, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
So he says to compare all the other nations, they're compared to a drop that falls from a vessel. So when you have a bucket and you spill one drop out of that bucket, do you care about the bucket? I mean the drop? No. That's what God equates every other nation to. Is a drop that falls out of a bucket. He don't care about that. We're the only people that he loves. Joel chapter 2 and 27. Right? And this is the problem with our people. We've been indoctrinated.
Wait, so why do you make the other races?
That's a good question. Are you asking that in sincerity, or are you just trying to talk a little dry? Well, you really want to know?
No, actually.
I got you. Give me Romans 13. Romans 9.
9 to 13.
Yeah, that's it. Romans 9:13. That's actually a good question. Right? You got more than one pair of shoes? You have a favorite pair of shoes? You have a favorite, what's your ideal car? Your favorite kind of car?
I don't know, Nissan. Just example.
Why?
Let's say it's a Nissan.
Why is a Nissan your favorite?
Well, maybe I might like the color or how it runs, the engine.
The engine's got that extra power in it, right? It moves. Do you like Volkswagen?
No.
No, why not? But they exist, don't they?
Yeah.
They for sure do, right? God has preferences. Go ahead.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written,
Keep reading.
Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
So it says that he loves Jacob, but he hates Esau. Verse 17.
Verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh.
So do you know anything about Pharaoh?
No.
So Pharaoh was the king of the Egyptians. This is referencing the 18th dynasty, right? When our people were enslaved in Egypt. Read it one more time, read it slow.
For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Have I what?
Raised thee up.
So who put Pharaoh over the Egyptians, over the Israelites? God did. So he's saying that he made other nations for the same reason he made Pharaoh, to teach you a lesson. You get whooped as a child? You get spanked? When you were a kid, by your mother's hand or by a spoon, what? Anything, right? So why would your mother use those tools? Your father used those things. Why would he beat you? Discipline. He used the race car track, the extension cords, to teach you a lesson, to instill some discipline. God made other nations for the same reason.
That's right.
To teach you a lesson. Read.
That I might show my power in thee.
That I might what?
Show thy power in thee.
He made them to show his power. To show that you might not want to do what I say. So because you don't want to do what I say, I'm going to put other nations on top of you. I'm going to put the white man to rule over you. I'm going to put the Chinese man to rule over you. I'm going to put the East Indian man to rule over you. And I'm going to put you at the bottom. That's what God says why he made other nations. That he does not give a damn about. Joel chapter 2 verse 27. You with me so far? Okay. So why did God make other nations?
You said show an example.
That's not what it said. Go back. That's not what it said. You might have missed the point. It said to show his power. We'll read it for you again. We got you. Romans chapter 9 verse 17.
The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
So he makes other nations to declare his power, to show when these people go against me, look what I'm going to do to you. Because God's not going to himself open the sky and come afflict you. He's going to send your enemies to do it. That's why these things happen. That's why colonialism happens. That's why the Aztecs and the Incas and the Mayans, that's why they were enslaved. God showed his power by sending these people over here to enslave them, to colonize them. That's why he made them, to show his power.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
and fire!